We went out and asked people a single question.
When you think of a homeless person, does a male or a female come to mind?
When I think of homelessness, I think of a
I
male.
think of a homeless person, I picture a male, probably because I've seen more males in public that are homeless than females.
I usually think of a male just because I feel like the media advertises that the
When I
most.
think of homelessness, I think of a male
When
because
I think about
I've just grown up with the
I think
image of
a male
homelessness being a male.
because it seems to be what is.
When
encountered.
someone says
When
that
I think of
comes to mind
homelessness, I
is a
think of a male.
male. These issues that women go through are often overlooked.
Women struggle with a lot, especially when being homeless, but I would say that it would be trying to stay sanitary. Apart from trying to get money for food, women also have to worry about getting money for necessities, such as pads or tampons.
You're instructed to change your tampon about every 6 hours on average. Therefore, each day you would use about 4 tampons, and if there are 5 days in one cycle, that would mean that you would get 20 tampons per cycle. If there's 456 cycles in a year, that requires that you would have about 9,120 tampons that you would need. So, if one box contains 36 tampons, you need 253.3 boxes. If each box at Walgreens is about $7, that means each homeless woman needs about $1,773.33 each year.
Similarly, access to comprehensive maternal health care can be difficult. For any woman, motherhood is already an expensive one, full of doctor's appointments, medication, and high-priced products for infants. Though there are services where homeless expectant mothers can get free care, many put off accessing services out of fear of losing their newborn to child protection agencies or because they are underinformed about which particular services exist. Aside from the care, the system is often overwhelmed, leading many to believe homeless women are receiving care of a lower quality.
This leads to even more children who are put into the adoptive process. According to the U.S. National Liberty of Medicine National Institute of Health, among young mothers who are homeless, only half reported that they are able to care for their children consistently over time, and 1/5 of the women reported never seeing their children. Domestic violence is another huge factor. It has been reported that 1 in 4 women consider domestic violence to be their main factor in their current homelessness situation. Being homeless often means decreased personal safety for those women, and they're particularly vulnerable to multiple forms of victimization. In addition, some of the shelters for women are also unsafe, and they have been reported to have extreme physical and mental violence inside the safe homes themselves.
Would you mind telling me how you ended up here?
I left Texas one night because my boyfriend told me he was going to go smoke cigarettes and he'd come back to kill me. And I left Texas that night because I didn't want to die.
This may lead to mental health issues as well.
There are a number of reasons why women go homeless, but I think the 2 biggest reasons would be mental health problems or drug abuse. You see and hear these women's stories all the time, and they almost always come back to these reasons. So we try our best to provide them with the right treatments to get them back on track to live a better life.
About 1 in 4 homeless women face extreme mental issues which goes untreated. 47% of homeless women meet the criteria for a major depressive disorder alone, which is twice the rate of women in the general population.
Gender inequality in jobs makes escaping homelessness even more difficult. Although gender inequality in the workplace impacts all women, the way it impacts homeless women is rarely talked about. The financial hardships associated with homelessness is a burden often only lifted by stable income, which usually means stable employment.
But unfortunately, more than half of all homeless mothers don't even have a high school diploma. This shows how important these programs that help these homeless women gain job skills and more education are so important. These low-wage working women are very impacted by the gender inequality since they have fewer financial resources available to them to begin with. They have to balance their work and family needs and even other difficulties. In addition, these low-wage jobs are poor quality and lack the key benefits such as paid family and medical leave. This puts the women at an even greater risk of losing their jobs. It's really an endless cycle that is found in the structural inequalities within the system.
Do you think that society has failed you in some way?
That brings us to what it has to do with society as a whole. This is a classic example of blaming the victim. She has been taught that it is her fault, but as a society, we have to consider the structural inequalities within the system and aspects of homelessness. According to In Conflict and Order, Understanding the Society, when the customary ways of doing things, prevailing attitudes and expectations, and accepted structural arrangements work to the disadvantage of the poor, it is called the institutional discrimination. These homeless women have endured society's instilled male dominance. Ultimately, these women have suffered the inequality of the rewards and resources distribution of society. In order to fix this structural inequality, the issues and those who are suffering should be addressed and helped.
Well, since you said that people don't usually help you, I have something else for you. Just give me a minute. Okay.
These cute little girls from going home talking to
Oh, wow. Is it okay if I post this for my YouTube with my sociology group?
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way. My name's Adriana.
I'm Stacy.
I hope this can help you in some way.
Yes, ma'am.
WISE Place stands for Women Inspired, Supported, Empowered Place. We are located in Santa Ana and dedicated to helping homeless women get back up on their feet. We provide women with basic needs such as clothes, sanitary women's products, housing, and skill trainings.